afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thursday's Market Situation Report, or SITREP, here at Top Gun Options. I'm Wiz, Matthew Buckley, and it's all in the VIX here. Got up early this morning, saw the futures looking at a triple-digit rally. As I stared at everything going, why are we not imploding and the VIX exploding? Well, I was right. By mid-morning, everything's turning around here. Why? Iran shot down one of our drones in international airspace. Okay, well, of course, we say it was in international airspace over the strait, and of course, Iran says otherwise. They shot down a $180 million drone. What if this was a manned aircraft, folks? So the president, finally, mid-morning, very brief tweet. Iran made a very big mistake. So this Fed relief rally and the VIX imploding this morning. By mid-morning, I said, no, that's physically impossible. Vol's going to spike. Did you see what the president just wrote? The president is not going to let them shoot down a drone and not retaliate. That just makes absolutely no sense. So here we go. We have a great-looking trade on volatility that is up $1,000 today. This weekly options trade is most likely going to close tomorrow for a $2,600 profit in 4 days on limited risk. I also, if you're in the primary live trade brief on Tuesday, we looked at buying some FXI calls that went through the, let me bring that up, FXI, that expired after the trade meeting. Look at this. Since Tuesday, this position, I actually closed these out, folks. Look at this. It was a 1.5 day profit. Let's bring it up here. Got filled on closing those of about $1,100. Wow. Absolutely incredible. So $1,100 since Tuesday in those FXI calls. If you're in them, I'd close them. And let's look at a new trade potentially on FXI this afternoon at our 1 o'clock session. Let's take a look at FXI again. And I'd actually look to maybe get bearish here. We looked at buying calls, and we also looked at putting on a bull put spread. I never got filled on the bull put spread, but that thing's up 72% if you got filled on that since Tuesday. So with the calls and the bull put spread, we're printing money this week in FXI. So very happy with what's going on there. But I think this pop is probably done until at least we get through the G20 and see if there's any announcements. So bullish for a couple days, made some sweet money, and then looking to maybe level off and get bearish. But this is nuts, folks. The United States president just said Iran made a very big mistake. They shoot down a military aircraft, and Dow's up 170. The VIX is just, well, the VIX is awake now, but it's crazy to me. Remember, the market only cares when it cares, and this morning it was all about the Fed, and Jerome Powell is thrown in a towel, and he gives up, and here we go. The president's going to do something, folks, so, and it's not going to take forever. Remember when he said when Assad used chemical weapons, it was I called it. In 48 hours, missiles were flying. I sent out a text to all my private coaching clients. I said, guys, in the next 24 hours is when the missiles are going to fly. And within, I think it was 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours of me sending that text to my clients, missiles were flying. So something's going to happen. On the good news front, we are at record highs. Here we go. Thank you, Jerome Powell. How does it make sense, folks? You know, essentially in the meeting yesterday, one of the reasons that Jerome Powell, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and St. Louis Fed Chief Bullard said, hey, we might need to cut rates, is uncertainty around trade. Did they not see the president's tweet the other day? Hey, had a great call with Xi. We're going to have folks meet before the G20, and then he and I are going to hang out for a little while afterwards. Did the Fed not hear what the president said? So I get that he's hedging with his, I can always walk away and stuff like that. But Jerome Powell, leading into this meeting yesterday, was all concerned. And, one of the reporters did a good job asking the question, like, is it all about trade? If we get a trade deal with the G20, why would you need to raise interest rates in July? I'm taking the other side of this trade, folks. I think this is ridiculous that the Fed's thinking this. I know we got a, Philly Fed this morning. There was a soft... Thursday. There was this, the Philly Fed absolutely imploded, and our current trade deficit didn't look good. But hold on, let me refresh here. Where is it? The Conference Board's leading index came in a little soft, and that's about it. Okay. What do we get tomorrow? We get some manufacturing and services PMI, existing home sales, and a Fed lieutenant. So it'll be interesting. Folks, look at the market. We opened through record highs on the S&P and the Dow, and you're telling me the Fed needs to cut because of maybe some mixed macroeconomic data? I think it's insane. Goldman actually threw in the towel yesterday. Remember, I've been briefing you since, last week? Goldman Sachs said, no, there's no interest rate increases this year. Goldman finally capitulates, see rates cuts in July and September. Folks, how can you go that far out and predict? This is a very, very tactical market. Why would the Fed need to cut in July and September if, the S&P 500's above 3,000 and we're seeing mixed macro data and we get a trade deal? Somebody let me know why. So now the Fed is kind of screwed here. They're really painted into a corner. Really dovish statement yesterday and dovish press conference, and obviously equities are rallying on that. But the hopium's going to wear off here, guys. I'm a little, I don't know, man. I think the Fed might change its tune here. If we get a trade deal, and the market has a rip your face off rally, what is the reason to cut rates? Now we're super on crack. We're smoking opium and crack. That's when you might get the Fred Sanford folks. It's just a stratospheric rip your face off rally. I'll trade the hell out of it. The trend's your friend. But as this thing climbs and goes straight up on maybe a trade deal and maybe the Fed cutting rates, you got to have one hand on your ejection handle, man. This is getting stupid. The Federal Reserve is failing, in my opinion, and doing an awful job. Amazon adds 15 Boeing 737 freighters to grow air fleet to 70 planes by 2021. I told you this 4 years ago, if you remember. I was the first guy to report this, that was leasing 5 aircraft. I said they're coming after FedEx, UPS, and USPS. So Jeff Bezos, as the president was ripping him to shred a couple years ago about screwing the post office, what'd I say? Jeff Bezos isn't going to say a word. It was right in here. President, he's screwing the postal service and this. I said, Jeff Bezos isn't going to say a word. He's going to go buy his own airplanes and build his own FedEx and UPS, and that's exactly what he did. How about our Amazon, man? Amazon up above 1,900, almost back to where we started our initial base trade. But last week, or in solo Amazon, we looked at a new base in Amazon that's already printing money, significantly printing money, and our XLY bull put spread, the 116.5, 117 out to next Friday is already up. $900. Great trades, really looking good. The volatility trade that expires tomorrow is up $1,400 right now. I sat here watching all of this morning going, the VIX is going to turn around and we are going to head higher. And that's exactly what we're doing here, folks. So yay, Jerome Powell. Oh, wait. And folks, when the market opened, this happened before the market opened, the shoot down. I was staring at this going, I have never in 27 years of trading seen this. Iran downs one of our aircraft and the market's up, the futures are up. And it took a little while for, the first hour is amateur hour trading, folks. Look at this. Literally the first hour of trading. Then what happened? Woof. We are heading higher on the VIX and really, really happy with our volatility trade. As I said, volatility would come in. I predicted. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, once something's known, you ready for this blinding brilliance? It's known. Meaning the Fed's not going to come out again today and re-say everything they said and be dovish again. You're probably not going to hear too much from the Fed until the July meeting, especially because they watched the market and they're looking at this market and going, oh man, we really got these guys high on hopium. So once something's known, it's known. So volatility, as I predicted, was going to come in a little bit after this announcement, but it was either going to stay elevated or go higher, and we nailed it. So there you go. Went down on the announcement, and now we're heading higher on the VIX. The VIX is up 5% right now, and the Dow's up 170. Market up, VIX up, something is up. The something that is up is that we're at record highs, and the president just said Iran made a very big mistake. The dude ain't going to send out a tweet like that, folks, and do nothing. So what happens when he sends some cruise missiles in to maybe blow up that surface-to-air missile site? The market's going to rally? No. Get long volatility. If you're not long volatility, you need to get here and take a test flight, man, and follow what we're doing here at Top Gun Options. We're having an absolute blast here trading this market. I'm having fun. This week was phenomenally fun. All you have to do is head to our homepage, folks, and scroll down. and go over here to the right where it says Full Throttle Max and click on that black box. For $38 for 7 days, you can get access for a full week into 4 of our live trading sessions. Awesome stuff, really cheap. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/go flight, and for $38 for a week, come see what we're doing. Okay, I got to get going. I'll see many of you at 1 o'clock for our Analyze Your Trade and weekly debrief. And Jeff, I'll see you at 3 o'clock for coaching. God bless. We'll see you.